Okay chat, you really seem to like my last two Umamusume videos, and well, so did I. I admit I might have fallen down the pipeline of anime horse girl propaganda, to the point where I can no longer escape it, so why not embrace it by creating a third video? And with Guts getting a boost in the global server recently, I feel like it's only fair to see if I can beat the game by only training my Uma's gut stat. So, on to the rules. Firstly, I can only train my Uma's gut stat. You guys already know this one thanks to the thumbnail and title, as well as I'm allowing myself to use all 3 alarm clocks given to me during this challenge. And last but not least, to complete this challenge, all I'm aiming to do is to complete my Uma's career goals, not to beat the URA finals, because well, you'll see. Also, I realize that I always ask for subscribers at the end of the video. You know, by the time most of you click away. So, maybe if you like what you see, drop a subscribe and show me some support. Now, enough rambling and more gambling on anime horse girls. First and foremost, I need an Uma to train. And again, thanks to the thumbnail and title, you guys already know I chose Gold Chip. Not because I'm a masochist. Well, I am, but that's not the point. Anyway, Gold Chip is an end closer, so she'll need more speed and power, both stats that increase as I train Guts. Now, as for my legacy Umas, I'll be going with my B+ special week and my first A rank Uma Tokai Teo, mainly because of the initial boost to Gold Chi's speed and stamina, but also because with these two, I can get Gold Chip to S tier in medium distance races, something that I'll really need in order to beat the Autumn Tenno Show. Finally, the last thing I need in my setup is good skill cards. And since I'm only training Guts, my first 2 cards are my SSR Haru Urara and Makikani Tannhauser, or Mambo for short. That one also being good for the slim chance I can get the skill Deep Breaths from it. But in case I don't, I also brought along Mommy Creek as well as Rice Shower for the most important skill of this run, Swinging Maestro, a skill Gold Chi needs in order to beat her first Amarina Kinen. And speaking of stamina, I also brought along Riko Kashimoto to get bonus stamina from events, as well as to ensure Gold Chip stays in a great mood. And finally, I borrowed Kitasan Black once again because, I mean, it's Kitasan Black, what can I say? But now with everything prepared, let's see how far I can get with everyone's beloved dipshit. Now, after some light horse fury, we get introduced to Gold Chip's Book of Secrets. That's a single page long. But thanks to that single piece of paper, I can control Gold Chip enough to train her. And my first course of action was the teacher, I Can See Right Through You, a move especially made for in closers like Gold Chip here. And after a few days of Guts training, I unlock Riko as a training partner. So stamina lovers, it's time to celebrate. And while I'm at it, I might as well talk about how the Unity Cup works. You see, in addition to the Gremlin, I also unlock other Umas to train, and you train them by training Gold Chi, or any other Uma whose career you're doing. And sometimes they'll even give you an extra buff to the stats you're training. That's why I chose to train Gold Chi in the Unity Cup scenario. Anyway, as for the Unity Cup itself, listen, it's not my main focus during this run, so don't expect much from it, but one thing I expect is for Gold Chip to place well in her debut race. And yeah, she gets a late start right out of the gate. Now, originally, I thought that late starts didn't really affect in closers, but you'll soon see how wrong I was. But for now, she manages to place second, which is good enough for now, and after getting threatened by her, we can check off her first goal. Now, in order to actually do this challenge, we'll need to take risks and hope for good RNG, on top of already good RNG. Anyway, I risk Gold Chi becoming a slacker for 60 more skill points, and with it paying off, good job Gold Chip, I can get her the skill, The Coast is Clear. Also, wife material Riko shows up and gives me more stamina, good job Riko. And I might have to do another race for fans, but it's not important, Goat Chip pulls through, and as a reward, I took her out to the iconic Uma Crane game, where she only got plushies of herself. The pride of this beast is immeasurable, and its greed is almost biblical, but we can can save the Rapture talk for later, because we have to face our first G1 race, aka our first big boy race. And it goes without saying, but thanks to her new skill, and of course not getting a late start, Gold Chip ends up getting first place here after having a little showdown with Winning Ticket. And right after that is the Unity Cup. But it's not important, trust me guys. Look, chat, it's Mommy Creek. Focus on that instead. Anyway, speaking about Super Creek, I have yet to start her support events, and that's kinda bad given that I need to finish it before the 5th race. But at least I get a wholesome interaction between grandpa and grandson. But what isn't wholesome is the fact that Goldchi's favorite show gets cancelled a day before her race, putting her in a crappy mood. And sadly, Rico isn't here to help me this time. Also, Special Week and Teo didn't feel like helping me out either because I didn't get S tier in medium distance races, right before the Satsuki Show, a medium distance race. That could go either way thanks to the wild card that is Goldchi. Oh, Gold Chip, please cooperate. And she does. Because after popping her ult for the first time in this challenge, she pulls a comeback of the century. Well, I say comeback, but it's more like Gold Chip pulling a Gold Chip, and going from 10th all the way to 1st place within the final stretch of the race. But either way, that's a 1st place win for Goldchi and a fractured skull for me. And speaking about pulling a gold chip, she covers her homeroom teacher in chalk dust and sadly has to face the consequences of her actions. I don't even think Rico can save her now. But luckily, and say it with me now chat, it's time for the iconic anime beach trip. And this is how I can raise her mood. And I swear to God, if this is the most replayed part of this video, I'll know. You can't hide shit from me, chat room. Anyway, once we're back from the say it with me again chat, the iconic anime beach trip, I finally get to start Super Creek's support event and managed to get it to rank 2 before the Kikuwa show. Oh shit, I forgot about the Kikuwa show. Now the ideal situation for this would be to get corner recovery, swinging maestro, or deep breaths. I don't have access to corner recovery, swinging maestro, or deep breaths. So I bite the bullet and get pressure instead in hopes that it could do something. Also, it isn't ideal that I don't have B tier and guts yet. I know my stats are very doo-doo-ah, but hopefully that won't be an up-and-coming problem. Now, in this race, the RNG god blesses me because pressure pops at the right time, causing Goldchi to place second. Cause there is no way in hell she was passing Mother Creek with the lead she had. Holy Sigma. Anyway, the good news, after Gold Chip busted down Uma style, I managed to get her guts to at least B tier before the Arena Kinen. The bad part is that I still don't have any of the 3 recovery skills that would be useful, so Goldchi ends up bombing this race. Again and again. So she fails her career, and I fail my challenge. Fuck my Chungus life. So, can you beat Umamusume by only training guts? Yeah, you can, because my ass isn't giving up, because that's how losers think. And I'm already a loser IRL, so my YouTube persona can't be a loser. Or any more of a loser. Anyway, I'm restarting the challenge, that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm glad I did, because on attempt number 2, I finished Super Creek support events before the Kikuwa show. And with corner recovery, Gold Chip manages to get a 1st place win this time around. Also, I was only 2 points away from getting swinging maestro before the Arena Kinen, so that was pretty cool. Luckily, corner recovery carried her in that race as well, so I was able to get another 1st place win. Yippee. And after this, my ass made damn sure to get her swinging maestro. And remember how I said I wanted to complete her career goals? Well, plans might have changed a bit. Now it's time to lock in. And because I locked in, the RNG gods blessed me yet again with S tier in medium aptitude. Something I'll need for future races. But for now, Goldchi gets her ult to level 3 and boogies it down in order to prepare for her next race, the Spring Tenno Show, a race that is far more nerve-wracking than the Kikuwa show and the Arena Kinen, in my opinion, because of its 3,200 meter distance, one of the longest in the game. And I was right to feel this way because without popping swinging maestro, Gold Chip places 6th. and then on attempt number 2 she gets an even worse 8th place. It wasn't until her 3rd and final attempt, where Swinging Maestro popped, and Golchi was able to get a 1st place win, which is good, but it sadly cost me 2 of my alarm clocks. So from now on, I have to play it safe, and by me, I mean Goldchip, but we all know she won't. But I can't stay mad at my stupid dumb horsey. Next up was the Takaruka Kinen, and thanks to everyone's favorite anime protagonist, Goldchip was able to easily breeze past it thanks to her S tier aptitude. Because if I didn't have that, I probably would have failed for sure. Trust me on this one. Anyway, with that, you would think I have the next race in the bag as well, because the Autumn Tenno Show is also a medium distance race. And I thought so too, but thanks to another 12 billion yen incident, Goldchip got stuck in the back of the pack for the entire race, not being able to move, thus only placing 8th. Now she did blast past Zeno Rob Roy and Toshin Jordan, getting another 1st place finish, but I had to use my final alarm clock on her. So, if she gets another late start at the Arena Kinen, I fail this run, is what I would have said if it wasn't for Goldchip completely dominating this race. Because instead of staying towards the back of the pack like normal, she positioned herself in the middle of the pack until the final stretch of the race, where she flew past the competition for a 1st place victory. You know what? You can give me a concussion this one time, Goldchip. You deserve it. And with that, my goals, as well as hers, are complete. But it would be kind of a shame to let that hot spring ticket go to waste. So, for the URA qualifier, Goldchip, who was in 18th place for the entire race, managed to pull yet another Goldchip and passed all 17 other Umas just in time for her to get 1st. Oh chat, I can smell the steamy coals of the hot spring now, is what I would have said if it wasn't for Goldchi getting a 3rd late start in this challenge during the semifinals, causing her to get 8th place again. Which sucks, because that means no fresh Goldchi bathwater, but I mean, at least she loses consistently by getting 8th place all the time. But anyway, can you beat Umamusume by only training guts? Well, if you're only counting your Uma's career goals, then yes, you can. And if you're only counting the URA finals, then yeah, you still can. Because while I was doing some practice runs for this video to see if it was even possible, I actually managed to beat the URA finals with a guts only Goldchi. So if you want to try it for yourself, here's the build that got me there. I don't know why you would want to try it for yourself, unless you're a masochist, but then again, I feel like if you're a Goldchip fan, then you probably are a masochist, just saying. But if you did enjoy this video, a like and subscribe are always appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember to have a fantastic day.